Just up the ways from Laguna Woods is the El Toro Water District headquarters. And I'm standing here with Sherry Seitz with the El Toro Water District. We're going to take a little tour in their brand new garden, their WaterWise demonstration garden, right?
Yes, we're so excited to share this with the community.
It's a beautiful opportunity for people to see what can be done to have water-wise, drought-tolerant plants. And you may not have all the space that you folks have, but this can all be done in just a small space and just give people general ideas, right?
Correct, yes. We have over 100 varieties, so there is more than enough to pick from for your specific needs.
All right, well, it's a beautiful day out here, a little windy, but it's perfect. Let's take a walk, right?
All right, let's
okay.
go.
So tell me how this garden started out.
So about 5 years ago, we partnered with the Saddleback College landscape design alumni to design a conceptual drawing on what we could do with this space. And we got their design, and then we worked with Richard Fisher and Associates on an actual landscape architect design. And then when the funding was right and the grants and rebates were available, that's when we moved ahead with the project a few years ago, and it's finally complete.
You did such a great job, all your landscape folks, and it's beautiful, and yet, again, these plants don't require a lot of water or really a lot of maintenance, right?
That's correct. They're California-friendly, drought-tolerant, and native plants throughout the garden.
And what's also great is people can walk around here, and I certainly don't know the names of a lot of these plants. Most of them I don't, but you've got little signs all around the area. So those people who know that kind of stuff, they'll be able to look at them and understand them.
Correct. They can take a picture with their cell phone of the plant and the plant ID sign. And just around the corner is our Mediterranean garden. If you garden in California, chances are you enjoy what is known as Mediterranean climate. Though the boundaries are not precise, California's Mediterranean climate region is usually described as west of the Sierra Nevada mountains and south of Mendocino, but does not include the southeastern part of the state. And actually a couple weeks ago we had Boy Scouts from 4 troops represented that came out on a rainy day to help install all these garden signs, in addition to representatives from the Lake Forest Garden Club. So it was a great community project.
Yeah, very nice. Now, if people want to come out here and see this, I understand that it's open 365 days a year for self-guided tours, right?
That's correct. Yes, we have brochures at both the entrance signs, and they can walk through, look at all the different plants, see what they can use in their area, and then during the year we will have landscape classes and tours available throughout the year.
Now, I have to ask, what was here before? Was it just lawn?
So originally, there was 27,000 square feet of water-thirsty turf and about 6,000 square feet of vegetation that we replaced. So we are saving, we're approximating about 50% in water use.
Wow.
By redoing the garden.
And people might see a little turf behind us or in the background, but that is artificial turf.
To show you that how great it looks, and with the plants around it, that's kind of soften up the artificial turf.
Now, as far as all the different plants that are out here, I may not know the names of them, but looking at all of them, I can see that most of them can easily be found at the big box hardware stores and some of the nurseries around here. They're easy to come by, right?
Correct, yes, they are.
And I know from experience that some of these that I have, you can just buy small little containers. It doesn't cost a lot of money, and they'll begin to fill in very nicely. So for a small amount of money, you can really get started.
That's correct, absolutely. And start small and then expand every year.
Now, underneath the brush here, you have the mulch, which is, of course, is a good idea in any garden, even if you don't have a drought-tolerant garden, right?
Yeah. Yes, mulch prevents weeds, and it also retains water for the plants.
And as far as the kind of mulch that you have here, this is not artificial. This is real wood chips, right?
Real wood chips, and you put about 2 to 3 inches layer on.
All right, and that's the key. I learned that a long time ago. If you put a thin little layer, it doesn't do you much good. But spring for buying a few extra bags, and they're always on sale this time of the year. this is the time to do that, and it looks a lot nicer, and it will really hold the moisture in and prevent the weeds.
Yeah, and we also have a drip irrigation system throughout the property, so it helps keep that moisture in the soil.
So these plants do get irrigated water, right? So at certain times of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Actually, we're on a smart weather-based irrigation controller that controls it based on the weather.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know parts of the community that Laguna Woods has that as well. So that's very, very helpful, and it knows the weather coming in and how much it's going to be. Like if we get a little rain or something, then it knows I don't need to turn on right now.
Correct, absolutely. And right now there's rebates for smart irrigation controllers and for drip irrigation and to remove turf. So
where can people find the rebates?
So if they go to ETWD.com and go to water conservation, they can find the rebate page.
Oh, very nice. Now, as far as how large this is, you were just telling me how much turf you replaced. It really goes back quite far. Now it's we're on Los Alisos here, but around the area, around your parking lot and the little strip that goes against the road here, you did all that as well, right?
Correct. Yes, it encompasses both sides of the driveway and the parking lot and the parkways.
What about any other material that you had to replace that was over there? Was there plants over there before, or was that
yes, it was
turf?
Vegetation over there.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've utilized, obviously you can see the decomposed granite walkways and the dry riverbeds and the artificial turf. And the dry riverbeds actually collect the water, any water runoff, and it percolates down into the soil so it doesn't run off into the storm drain and out to the ocean. So
that's a very important factor, because sometimes people in the area that have homes in the area might do something like this, but they don't account for when we do get heavy rains, where does that water go? It still has to go somewhere.
Right, absolutely. And then you can also, next to the dry riverbeds, you can plant plants so that water that's going in there will feed those plants.
Wow, so it's all synergy, right? Again, people can come up here 365 days a year. It's always open.
Yep.
And take a walk around. There are these plaques all over, and you saw us walk around. There's one way down there at the other end, and in each place is going to tell you about that particular location, right?
Yeah, we have 4 themed gardens: Mediterranean, Australian, South African, and a succulent garden. And then we also have signage on water conservation. So, yeah.
Wow, it's like a little trip around the world.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for giving us a tour. I really appreciate it, and it just shows that drought-tolerant plants, water-wise plants, whatever you want to call them, can be absolutely beautiful. They can be inexpensive if you start small and you got something planned out in advance. That's the key. You can end up with an absolutely beautiful, usable garden, right?
Absolutely.
Sherry, thank you very much. Always good to see you and all the folks from the El Toro Water District. And you can go online to ETWD.com. You can get more information in general about the Water District, about this garden, and what you can do, even if you have a little patio, how you too can be water-wise.
Thank you.